So far, summer 2026 has not been good for a lot of movies. There have been a lot of flops, and it looks like...
Yeah, but it doesn't mean all the movies are bad, though. It doesn't mean they're all bad, just they haven't financially done well.
Financially, they have not done well. We've had Mandalorian and Grogu flop. We had Masters of the Universe flop. We had even Mario Galaxy kind of underperformed compared to what they thought it was going to do. And the stuff that is performing is the oddball stuff, the horror movies and the YouTuber movies and all that. And a lot of people are just staying home. And I think you have to give people a good reason to go to the theater now. And seeing Moana in live action 10 years after the animated movie came out with an Ozempic-looking Dwayne Johnson is not going to get a lot of people to the theater.
No. That's what they were saying. Like, I mean, when it first announced it, they were all like, why this one? You could have done Atlantis, you could have done Treasure Planet, you could have done other ones that never really had a huge audience. But you're going to go with Moana, which wasn't even 10 years old when they announced it.
Because Moana is Iger's baby. Moana was a huge hit on his watch. And, they put the Moana sequel out there, which was actually just a repurposed Disney Plus show, and it shows. And it did well, but that just came out like a year or two ago, and now they're going back to the Moana well already with a live action. Nobody's excited about this.
Not
I think
really. I'm not really seeing a lot of
good.
interest and excitement about it.
I mean, I'm sure some people are, but this is not. I would be let's put it this way. I'd be very, very surprised if this winds up being $1 billion movie. And in fact, the projections are not good. They're adjusting them downward. And Lilo and Stitch, I think, was an anomaly because, one, there was nostalgia for that movie because it was at least a couple of decades old. And two, the kid they got playing Lilo was cute. And the trailer looked good. The trailer doesn't look good for this one. It looks like the same thing. It actually looks like a Super Bowl spot, like they're making fun of Moana with live action, like an SNL thing.
It just, I don't know. I don't know if it's making fun of it so much as with Dwayne Johnson, it looks like it's making fun of it.
Yeah.
But it's just, why do we need another live action? Like, that's basically people are like, why can't we have new things? Why do we need this one?
Mickey needs his cheddar. That's why.
I don't think they're going to get much cheddar. That's the problem.
At what point did these studios just realize, like, hey, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't drop $150 to $200 million on movies nobody wants to see. Maybe we should just, rein it in a little bit and go back to basics and make some new stuff and see what works. See what the audiences actually want. But that's too easy. It's too easy. Can't do that. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
If you want more Clownfish TV, go out to more.clownfishtv.com, and we've got a raging geeky video out there. She's ripping YouTube a new one.
It did. It couldn't go on here because it would have probably got us in trouble. So.
Probably. But YouTube deserves it. They deserve it. If you'd like to listen to the audio version of Clownfish TV, go out to iTunes, go out to Spotify, go out to iHeartRadio, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts, and we are there. We are there. You cannot escape us. Just like we can't escape these live-action Disney remakes that nobody wants. So
pretty much.
This is coming from comingsoon.net. And like this one was already in the works before Lilo and Stitch became a huge deal. And then once Lilo and Stitch did what it was like a million or billion two, something like that.
It was a lot, and that's what happened. Like a lot of them. Well, this one I think they were already still moving forward on.
Yeah.
But other ones like Tangled and stuff they weren't going to do. They kind of shelved a lot of them, and then after Lilo and Stitch had a bunch of money, they're like, oh, let's go cash in on that. Meanwhile, they're getting their because they spent so much money on this stuff, they're getting their asses kicked by independent films done by YouTubers.
Yeah, I mean that's embarrassing when you've got a movie out there that costs under $1 million. Not a billion, $1 million, kicking Mandalorian and Grogu's ass at the box office. That's pretty embarrassing. Like how do you justify that to shareholders? Like, yeah, we could have made cheaper movies that might have had more return on investment, but instead we chose to spend $200 million on live action remakes that nobody actually likes. Everybody forgets about it after 6 months. It's so weird. We were like going through the list of live action remakes. I'm like, God, I forgot they even did that one. And I forgot they did that one. I forgot they did. It's like, so this is coming from comingsoon.net. This is not coming from an alt-right chud rag. They're saying it's not looking good according to the box office theory tracking. It said Disney's upcoming Moana is facing a concerning box office forecast that's lower than many of the studio's other live-action remakes. The 2026 musical adventure starring, I can't pronounce her name, Catherine Lagaya as Moana and Dwayne Johnson as Maui is expected to follow much of the plot from the 2016 animated feature. Trailers for the film had to wade through rough waters, and the movie is releasing amid a summer theatrical calendar that is packed with family-friendly animated sequels, including Toy Story 5, which comes out just a couple of weeks before this comes out. So, I mean, honestly, if you've got to choose...
Toy Story 5 is going to cut in, I think, yeah. Or this will cut in Toy Story 5. Either way, they're cannibalizing themselves.
An early prediction for the live-action Moana in 2026 has the film earning $80 million to $105 million domestic, July 10th through the 12th. It's projected to rake in somewhere between $240 and $305 million for its entire domestic haul. Now, it might do really well overseas, and that's where you get the billion-dollar box office from. But that's probably less than they were hoping for, because it used to be like all these live-action movies in 2016, 2017, 2018 money would make $100 million easy. And then Little Mermaid kind of flopped, and they're like, uh-oh.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying it's on par with The Little Mermaid, though. They said it's not as bad as Snow White, but it's way behind other live-action releases. They said it's pretty much on par with The Little Mermaid. And they said compared to other movies this year, it still might do, relatively okay, but it's not going to be like the big billion-dollar box office. Not very likely. That was before.
Yeah, because Lilo and Stitch, for comparison, did $146 million. Lion King was huge. Beauty and the Beast was huge, but... Lion King was completely redundant. Actually, all these movies are completely redundant. But they said, yeah, it would be lower than the $139 million from Moana 2, which a lot of people, they went to go see it, and they're like, why is this movie not as good as the first one? Like, not even remotely close. It's like, oh, it was just a repurposed Disney Plus show. See also Mandalorian and Grogu. We just repurposed it. Mm-hmm. So at this point, it's still unknown how much Disney has spent on remaking Moana. So it's difficult to say whether the 240 to 305 prediction for the film's domestic haul is high enough for the House of the Mouse. Should be noted, though, that Moana 2 and the recent Lilo and Stitch both made over $1 billion at the global box office. So it's possible, but they're like, yeah.
Wait, did we know that Moana 2 made over $1 billion? Because they haven't
it actually did. I was surprised because nobody talks about that movie.
Oh, the animated one. Okay,
the animated one. Yeah, nobody talks about Moana.
I don't understand it either. It had to have been global because most people didn't even go see it. I don't get that.
It was mostly global.
I would say it had to have been.
They said domestic it did $442 million, and then globally it did $567 million. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. This one, it might do okay overseas, but that's a lot less than what Lilo and Stitch did. It said, given the popularity of Moana over the last 10 years, the box office forecast is comparatively low, though there are multiple reasons for how conservative the prediction is. They said it's going to be one of many family-friendly options, including Toy Story 5, Minions, and Monsters. Everybody underestimates Minions. I underestimate Minions. I keep thinking Minions is like, yeah, whatever. It's a spin-off of Despicable Me, but they're huge. Like the last Minions movie made bank. Like
it did big really bucks. Well. But I don't know. I'm not hearing as much about that this time as it was before. But who knows? I mean, it's a good summer for family movies. It's just, do people have the money to go? And if they have the money to go, are they going to have enough money to go to all these movies? Or are they just going to hit one or two because that's all they can afford? Yeah.
Well, they're saying the official trailer on YouTube, if you use the return to YouTube dislike extension on Google Chrome, the like to dislike ratios for the videos are roughly 1-3. The downvotes are calculated by way of the extension. Comments for the trailer are critical of the high usage of CGI, the wig The Rock wears, and how the video looks like a parody fan-made trailer.
It does look like a parody.
It does. It looks like a lot of cheap, like not even good CGI, not even good green screen. It looks like a lot of just cheap ass.
Yeah, when you say The Rock does look like a Saturday Night Live parody. I'm like,
it does. I could just see them, grafting it. Somebody needs to do it. Put in a laugh track with The Rock when he comes in with the wig and says, "You're welcome" or something. Be like, it's Moana, as if like you've never seen it before. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm so checked out from most things Disney at this point that I don't care. But I think a lot of people don't care, and you can kind of see the. I think the lack of give a shit in real time with the Disney movies, with not just the live action, but Marvel and Star Wars and all that. And I think it's all related. I think people are checking out from Disney. They're over it.
Yeah, Disney's panicking.
Yeah. They had peak Disney. They had people's attention 10, 12 years ago, and then they burned through so much goodwill that people are like, oh, it's just another Disney something.
When you keep making stupid decisions, what do you think is going to happen? You know, you guys all went in on what the social media told you, or well, not just what the people you listened to on social media told you, and you made mistakes and effed it all up. So you kind of deserve what you get.
Yeah, so we'll see. But this is interesting. I wasn't even really paying attention to this one. I actually forgot it was coming out until we went to go see Batman '89, and they had a trailer for Moana, the live action. I'm like, oh God, yeah, that's right. They're doing that too, aren't they? And there were a couple other people in the crowd, and they're kind of like,
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.